Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Well, like a doofus, I didn't turn the camera on when I measured and cut this first piece of belting to connect the two step pulleys on the Camelback drill press. But no worries, I'll film lacing this one up and then cutting the next piece, and we'll get the belt on here. Then we have some sundry other tasks to finish up. I gotta paint these screw clamps and get them dolled up. I've got a little bit of touch-up work to do here and there. I've got to go around with a wrench, make sure all of the bolts are tightened up. I've got to sharpen up a 3/4 inch drill bit because my pal Greg in Power from the Past gave me this double lifting hook, and for various rigging projects around here. And he was drilling the hole where the shackle connects, and his 3/4 inch drill bit gave up. So I thought, well, hey, I'll include sharpening a drill bit in this video just to show everybody that, yeah, I can actually do it. But we're really close. I've got a lot of cleanup to do on this. I mean, look at the dust. Living in the desert, I mean, the dust here is like talc. I mean, the slightest little breeze and about the top half to 3/4 inch of that soil out there just lifts off and blows. And, try as you might, trying to keep this shop clean, I mean, it's like trying to blow out a light bulb. It can't be done. I take the leaf blower sitting right there on the parts washer about once a week and just, blow it out with the big yellow fan there in the corner hooked up, blowing out the door. And I blow this shop out regularly, which basically is putting a Band-Aid on a gaping wound. But, you can only do what you can do. Anyway, I'm blathering too much about that. Another thing I'm eventually going to do, long after this video series is over, at some point in time when this drill press was converted from overhead line shaft to electric power, looks like somebody mounted a drum switch or an on and off switch to engage and disengage the electric motor. So I'm going to find one of those vintage push button on and off switches, and then I'll have to figure out a way to route electrical down the column here and get it to the motor. I mean, I just got a plug-in right now, just a regular cord, and just plugging it in, which works fine. That's why I say long-term eventually. But I would like to get something like that mounted up there, just for ease of turning this off and on. If you get into trouble, you want to be able to hit a switch right away, and that's pretty close to where the operator will be, and so that's what I want to do. That's it. Perfect. The first section is laced up and clamped in place. What I do, if you can see in there very well or not, I got a little copper strip there. So I'm not clamping right up against my painted surface. I'm clamping against copper, and same thing with the belt, so I don't damage the belt. But anyway, I've just got to measure the next length I need, and then we'll cut it probably just a little shy so I can make sure it's pretty tight. Eventually, I'll probably have to recut and lace these belts again because they'll probably stretch a little bit. Come on, cooperate. There we go. All right. Well, let's see how this final stage of belt lacing goes. Let's see. Is that the right alignment? Looks like it. I don't know if you can see that or not. That's in frame. We'll just... I've got this rolled over to a smaller pulley on the bottom here so I can get this lacing all put together. And then I'll rotate the assembly by hand to try and slip that over to the larger pulley and actually put some real tension on this thing. That's kind of... I'm learning here. It's kind of the tricky part with this belt lacing, especially on a really long belt. There's going to be a lot of stretch. And I'm sure there's probably a calculation out there somewhere, formula, where you can figure that out. I haven't found it yet. So anyway, I'm going to roll this thing over now and see if I can't get that on there with tension. Well, let's see how this goes. I'm hoping it will be successful. If not, I'll always wish it was. Well, it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. Yeah. All right. Success. I can't remember if this was a gift from somebody or if I got it off of eBay. I don't remember, but it's half-inch, oops, sorry, upside down, half-inch and 9/16. I'm upside down again. This is the perfect wrench for getting up inside these step pulleys and tightening set screws, square-headed set screws. So, yeah, I'm going to keep this wrench with the drill press. Sorry about the crappy camera work. know if this is going to turn out very good or not. We'd have to get a smaller stem here to highlight these letters. Now I got a little wrinklage on there, but most of that is the rough nature of the casting behind the sticker. I mean, it's on there 100%, but hey, it's good enough for who it's for. Thanks, Webb. Sharpening drill bits is not as tough as you might think. Until you get down to the smaller sizes. Anything below 1/4-inch drill bit, just toss and get a new one. But for sharpening the larger bits, it's pretty easy. All you need is a bench grinder with a fine stone and a drill gauge. YouTube is replete with videos on how to sharpen drill bits. But there's a very good one from a machinist channel that if I remember, I'll leave a link in the description below. But just about everything you want to know about drill bits and how to sharpen them and everything about them is in good old Henry Ford's Shop Theory book. So go on eBay or Thrift Books or Abe Books. That's all here in the U.S. Not sponsored by any of them, just services I use. Pick up a copy of Shop Theory. Turn to chapter 12, which is drills and drilling operations, and includes all the parts of the drill bit and how to sharpen them. And grab yourself a grinder with a fine stone, bench grinder. Grab your drill bits and go at it. My tool rest is 90 degrees to the cutting wheel, and you can see those Sharpie marks there. I've laid that out to 59 degrees on each side off the center of the tool rest. That's 118 degree included angle, which is, typical for your jobber type bits. And then you just take the cutting edge of your drill bit there, and you lay that horizontal and at that 59 degree mark, feed into the grinding stone and just turn straight up. Don't twist, just turn straight up. Do that a couple times on both sides and then check it with your drill gauge to see if you're close. Okay, see by the protractor, I'm exactly at my 59 degree mark, and it looks like the length of the cutting lip, oops, 9/16. Well, I can't tell if you can see that with the glare or not. And 9/16 on that side, and also 59 degrees. So we got a nice sharp bit. By the way, I forgot to mention, when you're doing this, keep some cooling water handy to dip the end of the drill bit in once in a while you're sharpening. And so you don't want to take the heat treatment out of your drill bit. Also, you can see from this tip to that tip, this end is lower. That's about a 12-degree drop between those two tips. That's about average. I mean, there's different steps of degree angle there depending on what you're doing and what the drill bit is. But for the standard, jobber bits, it's about a 12-degree drop. And you can also check that with the drill gauge. I did a little prep work on the wire wheel because the Morse taper bit and the 3 to 4 Morse taper adapter had a lot of surface rust on them, so I cleaned them up. I neglected to mention the dead center right here on the drill bit, that doesn't cut. You measure across that dead center, and that will tell you the minimum size drill bit you need to drill a pilot hole. It's the cutting lip that cuts, not the dead center. So in this case, you need a pilot hole to drill this. You use this drill. And let's see. The lifting book that my buddy Greg gave me, he tried to drill that with 3/4 inch bit and his bit failed. So I already got a pilot hole. I just need to get this all chucked up in the drill press. Maiden voyage successful. Some nice chips from that freshly ground bit. And we made it all the way through. I had a little trouble, as you saw. The 3 to 4 adapter kept wanting to spin inside the spindle there. And so I had to reset that, make sure it was in there tight. I also had a little trouble with the part wanting to, I only had one clamp on it. That wasn't enough. So I added a second clamp here, and that settled that down enough. And by golly, we got our first hole drilled with this baby. Man, a year and a half. That's what it took me to restore this Camelback drill press. I'm thrilled. A long time, but man, it sure paid off. This thing is just gorgeous, and it drills. That's just amazing. For those of you that are fairly new to the channel and you're not totally familiar with this project, this is the 45th video in the playlist. I've got a playlist. You go to my channel page, click on playlist, and scroll till you find the Camelback drill press series. There's 45 videos, start to finish, on this thing. What an odyssey. But man, oh man, it sure paid off. I'm just tickled with this thing. It's a great addition to the shop. As I continue to wrench on old iron, we're putting this thing into service. It's not just a display ornament. This thing's going to work. And I got a few other things to do to it, little things on and off here and there, you know, but that's minor, future state. I may film some of it, I may not, but as far as this 45 video series is concerned, we're done. We finally got it done. I want to thank all of you for sticking with me on this thing, because it's been quite a deal, quite a restoration, and I've enjoyed it every step of the way. And yeah, what a beast. Welcome, new subscribers. Glad you're here, and hope you enjoy the content. I got a lot of other junk on my channel besides this thing, and so feel free to snoop around on past videos and playlists and stuff like that. And for existing subscribers, as always, man, you stuck with me on this thing. Thanks for sticking around. Really have enjoyed the banter in the comments. I've had a lot of really good comments along the way, suggestions, ideas, people sending me stuff like this clamp screw down here, sending me pictures and videos of their restorations of their Camelback drill presses. It's really been a great experience for me, and I hope for you. So with that, I am going to say thanks for watching and sticking with me, and we'll see you really soon on the next one. Bye, everybody. And now I get to clean and sharpen this big pile of bits.